Welcome back to my block, Jags. I am Denaro Scurry, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been like a week or two. Kind of the news cycle was slow. Wasn't really too much stuff that I was interested in speaking on, so that's kind of why there's a little gap in between videos. But today, I have another video. Trevor Lawrence had his pro day today. It's early as hell. It's in February. Normally, pro days are in somewhere around either before more. I think after a lot of the pro days are after the combine. The combine is in March. Yeah, the combine's in March, and normally pro days are right afterwards. But Trevor has his pro day super duper early. Mostly because he has, I think, a torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, and he has surgery tomorrow. So he's like, let me get this pro day out the way. Let me get the rehab going, and that way I can be ready for the season opener for whichever team, which would be the Jaguars, that's going to be drafting him. So he had his pro day today, and if you're on Twitter, it was very exciting reading on Twitter. Trevor came out there and he performed. Me personally, if you look at any other top prospect ever on their pro days, I mean Johnny Manziel, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, all these guys' pro days looks the same. I mean they're designed 50 throws to receivers that they worked with, their own receivers or receivers that they worked with for like the last like few days or weeks to make these throws, because this is a job interview for 32 owners, 32 GMs, 32 head coaches. So this is a job interview. So they're going to put their best foot forward. They're going to put their best throws forward, and they're going to practice on everything they need to do to make themselves look good. So to me, I've seen people like, I think they're a little over exaggerating on how good his pro day is and how good he throws, and how good his pro day is, how good he's throw. He does throw the ball really well. He has a strong arm. He does look really good, but I'm not putting so much emphasis on his pro day. I'll put more emphasis on his game film. I'm one of those guys who, when I look at players and how I watch football, I let my eye test prove it. I'm not a big, oh, he ran a 4.2, yeah, 4.4. I'm not a big 40. I think 40 is overrated. To an extent, I think the 40 is overrated. A lot of these combine and pro day drills and stuff like that, I mean, these guys lose weight. They train 4 months just to do these drills because these are their interviews. This is a job interview that's going to change their life. So I don't really put too much into that as much as I do in film. And not to mention they're in basically underwear and tank tops or tight shirts. They're all in compression stuff, compression draws, compression shirts, and I mean no defense, and are going against the air. So you should look good, point blank period. I don't care who you are. But Trevor, he came out there and he looked good. He looked exactly how I expected. I mean, when you watch film, Trevor can sling it. Everyone knows Trevor can sling it, and he's very mobile. Um, Getting to see his mobility, I think was the biggest thing, honestly, because we all know he's mobile. We seen him run, we seen him take hits, lower his head. We seen him do all that since high school, and I think the mobility with him on the run, I can't. I know he had plays on the run where he was running, where he was moving in the pocket, but just to see that at his pro day and how well he looked moving to the left. I mean, he's a right hand quarterback rolling out to the left, throwing darts. He had one play where he kind of like zigzagged in the backfield, ran to the left and ran to the right and stopped and then threw it downfield, and it was on the money. So that was real good. He showed off his mobility and his athleticism. Hopefully we get to use that athleticism. He didn't run no 40 or nothing. That I seen. I don't know if it's still going on right now. I don't think he ran a 40, which is no need. But Trevor, he showed off his mobility, his athleticism, and like I said, this is exactly what I expected. I didn't expect nothing less from him. Honestly, if he didn't look like this, I would kind of look a little disappointed, because I'm like, this is what I was expecting. I don't think no one was expecting anything different. This is exactly what I was expecting. He measured in at 6'5", 213, which is the weight. He's kind of slight built at 6'5". I will, if you're 6'5", at least be like 225, 230. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a little slight built, which ain't an issue. But when you're talking about a team who has some offensive line trouble, I want you to be durable. I want you to be able to, you know what I'm saying, at least be a little thick so that way you can take these hits, man. I don't want you to get these soft tissue injuries because you're getting hit hard. And like I said, we already have a line that we're gonna kind of rebuild. Not necessarily rebuild, but we got a line that we're trying to make better. So I would rather my quarterback to be just be a little bit more thicker to be able to take those hits. I mean, because he's getting hit and he's hitting the ground. So there's two hits he's going to take as a quarterback. So I want him to be, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take that, be a little durable. His hand size was a 10 inches. That's from thumb to pinky. What is the average hand size? I don't know. I know 10 is good. Every time I've seen hand size, if it was like the lower nines, they made a big issue about it because they want somebody to be able to grip the ball, hold the ball. So that if the smaller the hands, basically the logic is the smaller the hands, the easier they fumble more when they're like in the pocket, scrambling or whatever it may be. And especially when we're in Florida, it rains a lot. So the bigger the hands, the more coverage on the ball that you can have, more control of the ball. So that's a good thing. He has a big hand, so if we're in a rainy game, he can still throw the ball. He'll still be able to sling it because he has grip. That's stuff like that I don't care about. I mean, as a fan, I don't care about stuff like that. But those are the numbers and those analytic geeks. That's what they care about. But he went out there. He made everything look easy. Like I said, he went out there and did exactly what I expected. You had Urban out there and Trent Baalke. They were on the field, and they had all the other teams and their scouts and stuff were on the sideline. But you had Urban and I think they said Trent Baalke on the field right by Trevor and his people. So that tells you everything right there. No more questions asked about what is Urban thinking about. What is Urban going to do? I read that Urban said he was impressed by how quick Trevor was moving and throwing at 6'5". So that's a good thing. Like I said, he's a good thrower. He's a good quarterback, but he has some athleticism. And that's what I think Jacksonville needs. We need that's what the whole NFL honestly is going to. Not necessarily a full athlete at quarterback like Lamar, but a quarterback that's athletic. You know what I'm saying? Look at Russell Wilson. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Look at Deshaun Watson. Look at all these quarterbacks. They're somewhat mobile. They have some athleticism. You know what I'm saying? You're not the pocket. Even Andrew Luck had some athleticism. The pocket quarterback style. A lot of people say they want that pocket quarterback, but they want that pocket quarterback with athleticism, like just with a dash of athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Because if something breaks down, the pockets break down, we still need you to know what to do with your feet instead of just standing there. So that's good for him. Like I said, he has surgery tomorrow on his non-throwing shoulder, his labrum, and they said like 4 to 5 months of rehab. So overall, if you're on Twitter, if you're following anything with the Jaguars, we're all impressed. We're all happy that we got to see him throw. I think this is kind of the question of what we're gonna do. I think it's kind of answered right now. Honestly, I think so. I think the question's always been answered. I don't think we're going to trade the number one pick. I think Trevor is our guy, and we're going with him. Granted, the pro combine and Fields and all these other quarterbacks haven't had their pro day and everything. But I mean, I guess I'm a prisoner of the moment. But this is the guy. This is Jacksonville's guy. This is our quarterback. This is our quarterback of the future. I don't see no other reason why we wouldn't take Trevor. I'm not making a big deal over a non-throwing shoulder surgery. I mean, that's nothing to really talk about. But I think this is the guy. This is the guy that we need. This is the guy we need to go forward with. I think Urban was impressed with what he's seen. I know as a fan was impressed with what he's seen. I know the fan base was impressed with what we've seen. So we should just go forward with that. Point blank period. There shouldn't be no more questions around Trevor, even though I know there is going to be questions around Trevor. Now, yesterday, Urban announced his coaching staff. He announced his coaching staff. Basically, I mean, I know I made a video on the hires that he made, but yesterday he made it official on the coaching staff with everybody who he hired. I think in my last video, I basically spoke about everybody who he hired, but one hire that he made that was eye-raising. He hired Chris Doyle. He was the strength and conditioning coach for Iowa, and he's hired him for the Jaguars as the director of sports performance. Now, eye raising about Chris Doyle is he actually got fired from Iowa because they said he was he was speaking and making racist language towards the black players of Iowa, and there was multiple players that wrote statements and spoke out against him because of the things he would say. And I think this was just last year. Honestly think this was just if I'm not mistaken, it was last year or 2019, but it was somewhat recent. And with everything going on in America in the last year, I just don't think that was a good look by Urban. Not to mention, Urban has always had these things on his record to where it kind of raised the eyebrow. When he was at Florida, he had all these arrests and all like domestic abuse with players against women, and he kind of swept that under the rug. And most of the players that got in trouble at Florida, you never really heard no disciplinary action, and a lot of it was swept up under the rug in Gainesville. Then he goes to Ohio State, and then you start hearing stuff there with players. And not to mention, he had his own receiver coach who got in some trouble with his wife, and Urban swept that under the rug, and he ended up stepping down right after that. All that came out. So now you're coming here new to Jacksonville, and then you make an odd hire with the person who was just recently fired from Iowa for doing something like this to young men. So, and they say he alleged. I'm not gonna say alleged. He did, because Iowa fired him and they gave him $1 million settlement because they had to break his contract to fire him. So there isn't he whatever the players accused him of doing, he did it because Iowa had to investigate it, and with their findings, they found out he was wrong in what the things he was doing. If you Google him, Google Iowa, you can read multiple tweets and multiple reports of black players speaking out against the things he would say. You know what I'm saying? He will mock them, mock the way they talk, mock how they act, just say and do stereotypical, quote unquote stereotypical things that black people do or black kids do and say. And as a person, why would you want somebody like that on your coaching staff when 70% of the team is black? And the team is young, so they're recently out of college within the last 2-3 years. Why would you want somebody like that on your coaching staff? That was kind of strange to me that he would put him in, that he would give him a hire, and then the position is he's above a lot of things. Like he's above the nutrition team, the training staff. He's above a lot of these people that has to report to him. So he kind of has an authority. He kind of has an authority position. So it's very strange that he would make that hire. In his press conference, there was questions asked to him about that, and he said he used the word vet. He said he vetted him 3 times. I'm sorry, he's used the word vet 3 times when speaking about him, and he mentioned Shad Khan was he spoke to Shad Khan about it, and Shad Khan gave him the okay for the hire, and he was cool with it. Am I with people giving second chances? Yes, I definitely think everyone deserves a second chance, but do I think he should be able to jump straight out of that controversy? That should he jump straight back into coaching young players after being accused of that and being fired of that? Nah, bro. I think he need to sit on that a little bit. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm a black man in America, and that's my opinion on that. I know some people are like, oh, he made a mistake. Nah, bro. You knew exactly what you was doing. And like I said, in the last year, everything that's going on in America socially, I just don't think that was a good look. Point blank period. I don't think it was a good look. You're there to coach young men and guide them, and you do things to first hurt them and to break their trust and to break the parents' trust of these same young men that went to the school, that put trust in the coaching staff to guide their children in the right way. And you have a guy who does something like this. So me personally, I think we could have been fine without him. That's just my personal opinion. But he's on the coaching staff of the Jaguars, and now we gotta hope he learned his lesson and he's here for the best for the team and the players. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, it's kind of strange that was the hire by Urban, but I guess we gotta roll with the punches and just hope for the best with that one. But that's it. That is that for this video. Let me guys know. God damn, I can't speak. You guys let me know what you think about Trevor's throw day in the comments, and about Chris Doyle. How you guys feel about Chris Doyle? Let me know what you guys think in the comments on that. But until then, hopefully I have another video soon. I know it's like small stuff been popping up, but I didn't think it was worth me making a video. Like Telvin Smith saying something about a comeback or something. He don't even have his locker or his jersey. Bro got so much other shit on his plate that he shouldn't even be worried about football. So that's one thing I didn't speak on. But yeah, but that's that. Hopefully I have another video coming soon. Hopefully more news comes out of Jacksonville, just period, good or bad. So I can keep making these videos. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. But until that, that's this video.